Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Usman and I are here. We're waiting for Rizza, the prodigal princess. She's at a show, and probably drank too much and forgot to show up today. But before we start the show to talk about cigars, and we may even have some special guests, you never know. Here you go.
Okay.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
And here we are, kids. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yes,
And we have
sir. We are Instagram Live. Can you go? Do you have your? Are you streaming from the phone or are you streaming from the system?
I have to stream from the laptop because I'm a professional outfit here. So let me
Same,
check your Instagram and see if you're choosing. Okay, let's just check the Instagram. So we have Instagram fans. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see the show on Instagram because you're too lazy to go here, there you go. We're live on Instagram. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Look at that. Look at this professional organization now. We are going.
And just to make sure that you know, I also do it professionally now. You can check your Instagram.
We're going to be live shows. People like, look at this. The children are starting to play. There you go. There we go, kids. There we go. Habanos Saturday. There you have it, everybody. We are live. Rizza may or may not join. He's at a cigar event or he's at a brothel. I didn't catch it.
That's what he claims only. We don't know yet.
No, that's what he says. So we're not sure where he is, but he may or may not show up. But because he's not here, we're going to pick on him all day. I know Usman's thrilled about this one. So the discussion we were having before we came live is I'm going to have a Davidoff weekend. And we were talking about the $700.50 stick Davidoff sells. And Usman says not worth it.
It's all about Davidoff today.
Yes, all about Davidoff. And because we suck up to Davidoff because they're a potential sponsor. So I smoked a late evening and Usman told me to go smoke the GRU, the GRU. And I'm like, so what's the difference between the late evening and the GRU Davidoff?
Okay, right. So first of all, Davidoff, everyone is aware, was originally a Cuban brand, but then in late 80s, things happened. And let's not go more into what things happened. Right. So things happened, and then the production was shifted to Dominican Republic, and now they make cigars out of Dominican, Nicaragua, and whatnot, with different kinds of wrapper binders and fillers and all that stuff. So there are two, I would say, basic criterias for smokers to understand the ranges Davidoff produces, and I might be wrong or might be ill-informed or less informed because I'm primarily a Cuban smoker. But yes, in the non-Cuban or the New World cigars, Davidoffs are like something which I really like as well. So there are the white bands and then there are the black bands.
And we just want to say to the fans that are watching in the southern part of the United States, it's not a racist statement. They're just white bands and black bands. And we're not talking about rock and roll. We're just saying in general, that's what it is. So please no cards and letters. And if you do want to send cards and letters, send them to Rizza because he's a racist. No, go ahead.
Whoa. Today, my setup is slightly different. Okay, now
okay. We still love you.
Now my settlement is like everything is in my range, so I'm okay, good.
Okay, good. Right. God forbid it doesn't happen that way.
Right. Perfect. My teeth. Yes. Okay. Now, so in the white band and in the red black band. So the white bands are considered to be the traditional old series with the and the lighter blends, whereas the black bands are considered to be slightly the stronger blends. So white bands are light to medium strength, and then black bands are medium to full body strength and all that stuff. And also there are some which are really full body strength, and that's why they're called late hours or something, like primarily to denote like after dinner or after a meal kind of cigar and all that stuff.
Okay.
In that context, If I'm not wrong, the original series is still called the Winston Churchill series.
Yes.
And that is to donate like from the Davidoff original and all of that. And then there are different series within the white band as well. One is a Grand Cru series, and then there is the thousands number, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Those are those original basic series which are still continued and have primarily a cigar from which comes from historical perspective in the old ways. And then they started experimenting towards the black band series, which is Late Hour or Yamasa or Nicaragua,
Right.
and all of that. And then they are, and just because of the fact that I am not, and here we have, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't know. We don't know yet. I think he's having connection problems. He just tried to call me, so I said we're live on the air. By the way, so there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Princess made it to the show. Yay! Oh, there she's in and out. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, he made the appearance. Thank you for the appearance.
Yes.
So okay, so we have the different bands. So let me just ask you this. I talked about the Royale. That's a blue band, and you said the Cru. So is the Royale better than the Cru to the Cru to smoke, or what should I smoke today?
Right. So in terms of their categorization, the blue bands, the Royal bands, there are two different cigars in the Royal. One is a Robusto, Robusto. And there is a Salamones, which is a double Figurado, which is the blue band as well. So Royal Robusto and Royal Salamones are their premium category.
Right.
These white and black bands are generally their regular production cigars, but Royal production is their premium category. Even in the like in Cuban cigars, now you have a Linea Maestra which is the premium category of Partagas, or Linea de Oro, which is the premium category of Romeo Julieta, or Linea Bijique, which is a premium category of Cohibas for that matter. So Royal. And similarly is their Oro Blanco, which is their $700, $800 kind of a cigar, which is just like, again, one of those ultra premium categories. But then they have a lot of those limited editions and all that stuff, which come on a yearly basis. But the standard categories are the white and the black bands, which are the Grand Cru, the Winston Churchill, the Late Hour, the Yamasa, all of that. And just to ensure that today I was prepared rightly, and I could actually talk a little bit more about this and learn more about this in the process. I decided that I will dig into a new sampler box that I was able to buy a little while ago from one of the duty frees. This is a gift selection, 9 premier cigars, Davidoff, and I think it was absolutely worth it, Stephen, when I say that. And I say that because the box has 9 cigars in it, which is a sampler box. And it costed me somewhere around $87, $88, if I'm not wrong, from a duty-free. So average come out to be $10 at the max, right?
Really? You've got, wow. Because I'm going to go to the Davidoff store today, smoke cigars. They have one of those boxes, and I think I have to sell a kidney and one of the children I don't have. So I'm excited. Yeah, it's expensive here.
Okay. So, and this is as it says, Hencho Hermano, which is a handmade, and at the back of the box it says Hencho Hermano in La República Dominicana, which is handmade in Dominican Republic.
Very nice.
So
okay.
This is something. So I'm gonna open it.
And here on the yacht in Monaco, we don't smoke cigars. We're not allowed to. So, and the new yacht that we're getting at the end of September, so the beginning of October, we're allowed to smoke cigars, and we will.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Yes.
Well, and so this has this card which tells us about what 9 cigars are there in the box. So it is signature number 2, which is like again from the original series, which is the signature series. Then signature 2000, Aniversario, Entreacto, something like that, which is a short Corona. Then it has a Millennium series, Pyramides, and then these are the white bands. And then it also has a Winston Churchill, the original Winston Churchill, as they say, which is a Churchill size. And then there are 4 bands in this. One is a Escurio Robusto. Then there is a Nicaragua Toro. Then there is a Yamasa Churchill. And then it has a Late Hour Robusto as well. And just to show you.
Beautiful. Look at that. That's a beauty. Yeah, all those cigars here in America are at least 20, anywhere from $15 to $30 a stick.
Damn, man, that is actually too much, right?
Yeah,
That is probably why I also thought I was like 9 cigars, $88. That doesn't even come to a $10
I
per
know.
stick. Why not? Why not? I mean, I must buy that
I'm
one.
gonna.
So
I will take. I will take a picture of the same box here in America later today when so you can check out my Instagram if you want. I will take a
Mhm.
picture of that, and I will put the price in America of what it is. So that's why when I was there last weekend, I was like, "What should I smoke?" And I said, "Should I smoke the Royale?" And you said, "No, smoke the Crew." I was like, "So we all know that I like the late afternoon, late evening, whatever it's called, and I like that one." So my question is, what's the difference? Is a Royale worth the money? Is because it's that is $80 a stick. The Crew, and so what's the difference between that? Like I know what I get
Ro-
with the late
Ro-
hour. So what's the
Royal
difference
is
between those two?
Royal is surely worth the money, but you'll have to just give me 10 seconds to show
Sure.
you something.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to take 10 seconds to show us something. So take the kids and put them in another room. If you're listening on the podcast, you're okay. He's going to come back with something spectacular because that's usually what happens when he does his 10 seconds. And we'll start counting down here in about 20 seconds when he gets back to show us whatever he's going to show. As you can tell, a professional show, we're always
I'm
prepared.
never sure.
There
I'm
you
never
go.
see. No, it came from what you said, and the thing that I wanted to pick up quickly was
Yes.
to show you Davidoff is really amazing. Can you see this?
Geo, very nice. Yes,
Geo?
it's a cigar cup.
Absolutely. This is a cigar
Yep.
cup, and that is something which I got yesterday.
Very nice.
And the Davidoff distributor in Pakistan has gotten these.
Very
Uh,
nice.
and these are two coffee cups, which are like the cigar cups. They've also
Right.
gotten some very interesting accessories, which are the whiskey tumblers and
Yep.
wine glasses and all that stuff, which have a slot in the middle for the cigar to be put
Cigars.
in.
Yeah.
Yes, and with that, I think I'm going to show you that. What I was going to show you is
Okay.
very, very, very
Remember,
simple.
It's a G-rated show because Riz is not here. Oh, look at that. That's a beauty. Oh, that's nice. Yo, that's nice.
That is to me one of the most beautiful creations Davidoff has come up with. It is
Yeah.
called a ritual ashtray. Now, why do they call it
Yeah.
a ritual ashtray? Let me explain it. So, this thing, oh wow. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, an ashtray.
Very nice.
Perfect. This is a brush which is there, well,
Yeah.
which is a very soft brush. So sometimes when you have your cigars where you can think that, oh, there is some form of more humidity or there's some white instance, you can just brush your cigars out of that, or you can even
Sure.
brush your ashtray once you've cleaned it
Ashtray.
instead of washing it if you don't
Very
want to,
nice.
right? In addition to that, this has two cigar stands,
Nice.
one and two.
Very nice.
And then this is a
Your matches.
Matchbox box, which has a striker at the back.
Nice.
And just to ensure that I did not put any of the matches, I used a Davidoff
Davidoff,
Matchbox.
of course, you have to. It's a law.
Yes, which has a very, very interesting quote written in, if I'm not wrong, French or Swiss or whatever, by Zeno Davidoff.
Right.
So, and the last thing, the tray we were talking about, is actually a serving tray. So you can put
Oh,
your
nice.
cigars. It has place for 4 cigars, or actually 2 cigars if you want to keep 2. And these
Sure.
2 are very, very interesting.
Ah, look at that.
So they have 2 spaces for your whiskey tumblers, for your
Okay.
coffee cups, for anything that you want to. And what a compact, beautifully thought through product that they have come up with, and really, really like it, and really appreciate how they've made it. And the beautiful most part is it is so nicely and thoughtfully designed that everything just fits in that tray
That
at the end, and you can just put it away on the
very
side.
nice. Now the only Davidoff thing I got is the bowler that becomes a humidor. I have
Oh,
that one. I have that.
the hat, right?
The hat. I have the Winston Churchill hat where you take the top off. You can store a few cigars, and I have that. And the top of the hat is a ashtray, and
Actually,
I
yes.
cherish that.
So I love the fact that Davidoff makes some very, very creative things like that. I really
Yes, I
like
do
that.
too.
I also loved in 2022 they came up with one of the most phenomenal Davidoffs that I've always liked and I've smoked. That was the edition limitada for 2022.
Okay.
It was a Winston Churchill edition limitada 2022, which was a white band, so it had a 2022 black band just to denote the year. But it
Right.
came in a box which was the shape of Winston Churchill's actual briefcase.
Nice. I never
It was
saw
a
that. Oh,
black-
that's a beauty.
So it was a black box, which was very
Yeah.
much a little briefcase of Winston Churchill. And when you open it, there was a letter inside from the grandson of Winston Churchill.
Very
of-
nice.
It was beautifully done, so thought through, and so I really love that. Yeah,
I will
it's a
tell
shame.
you,
Yeah.
I saw Winston Churchill's grandson
Mhm.
in Tyson's Corner, Virginia, back in the year 2000, talking
Right.
about it was a cigar event, and it was cigars and a night of Winston with his grandson talking about his granddad, and it was fascinating. I enjoyed it. I never forgot that. It was like a beauty.
Absolutely superb, fantastic. Right. So
So-
now I'm thinking
Yeah,
that
you should light it at Davidoff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I know you're not allowed to smoke inside, but I can. So
Yes, you
I'm
can.
gonna get into the box, and I think since I've had an afternoon cigar already, which is just like finished half hour ago, I am going to go with the smallest to start with, which is an
That sounds like a
Aniversario.
girl I know too. She always goes with the smallest. So yeah.
Yeah. So it is Aniversario Entreacto, which is a short Corona. And as per their recommendation, it says 20 minutes. I know it's going to last my entire show because we're talking.
The rest of the show, yeah, it'll be
Yes.
fine.
Yeah, so it is 43 ring gauge with 3.5 inches in terms of the size.
Okay. There you go. Very exciting. Well, so today when I go, so do I smoke the Gru or do I smoke the Royale? Which one should I start?
Okay. If you have time and if you really want to enjoy, I would say, and then Royale is absolutely stunning. There is
The
absolutely
Royale it is then. I'm gonna smoke the Royale today. And then now the Royale to the Winston Churchill after hours that I smoke, is the Royale a medium or heavy, or is it a medium to light?
medium. It is very medium.
Medium, okay.
Yeah, it is. Well, at the end, it will get a little strong.
Good.
At
And
the
then what
end,
about a Gru? Is that strong or is
Gru
that a
is
light?
light. No, Gru is light. Gru is light. So that is
Oh,
why I'm
Forget
saying,
Gru.
yeah. So that's why I'm saying it is better that you light up a Royale.
Smoke the Royale.
One,
Okay.
Yeah, one you'll enjoy it, and two, it'll be much more fun that way.
All right, so a Royale it is, and then for the other Churchills, I'm just going to smoke my late afternoon, late evening with Winston because they're a beauty. Because the club here is a Davidoff club, and I don't want to smoke a CAO Brazilian. I don't want to insult anybody, so I'm smoking Davidoffs now, more of them, not the Camacho crap that we don't want to mention any names. I couldn't make it to the show today to show up.
Yeah.
But we don't want to say that. But I'm smoking Davidoffs, like pure Davidoff, rolled by the naked Dominican ladies as it should be. So I'm very excited. And they have a new Churchill as a late evening special series for 2024 that I saw there at the show. It's like $50, and I think I may pick up one of those and smoke that as well. But I'm not sure if that's
Steven,
good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah,
Steven, I was gonna say the second box that I really liked. They've come up with that box.
The one that has the artwork inside the box.
So it has. So when you open the box, like I opened this box, right? So that box here has a replica of the painting which was painted by Sir Winston Churchill himself. Yep. And then on the top, like here this card is, or generally there is that cedar spill, they have put in cedar lining, but that cedar lining is not a cedar lining. It is actually a cover so that the cigars don't come out. But
Right.
it's in the form of a palette of
Yes.
color paints, and
Yep.
that is also a serving tray. So it has
Wow.
slots for a serving tray. So that is again a very cool and beautiful way of doing
Okay.
the
Well,
whole thing.
today I'm gonna purchase the Royale. I'm gonna if they still have any of the Winston Churchill anniversary ones, the 2000 whatever. I think they're like $50 here in the States. I'm gonna purchase one of those, and then I'm gonna flip a coin on which one to smoke. But I have a feeling I'm smoking the Royale to start.
Perfecto.
And then tomorrow or the next time I smoke, I will smoke the Churchill one because you can't go wrong with a Davidoff, as we know. And now for the people on the podcast, he's lighting his cigar with a match, doing it the old school way. He's toasting the foot. He's doing the proper thing. And at some point, he's going to actually light his cigar. But there you go. So it's a beauty. He's blowing it. So there you go. And now we're lit. And welcome
See,
to the show, kids.
the problem with my weather is that I'm sitting inside and I have
Right.
to have some form of air con and fan, which is why it is fucking up. So I'm gonna
Now, just so
quickly.
you know, Nader says to us it's overrated, the Royale. So Nader, what you saying? Nader said, I don't know. Nader says
Oh,
that. He's
now
probably
that
one of
okay,
your,
now that is right.
yeah. So Nader says one of the fans says the Royale is overrated. So let me ask you, what do you think of the Winston Churchill Late Hour Special Edition? Is that overrated? See what he thinks. And there you go. But once in a while, listen, everything's overrated. You got to try it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you don't try it, you don't know. So I'm gonna still get the Royale because I want to try it, and then I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
get, like I said, I'm gonna do the Winston the late evening special edition one because this looks like a beauty.
Absolutely.
And then whatever one I like, I'll just see if they have a box, and that'll be my smoke for the next 6 to 5 weeks. So I'll be very happy.
I'm actually trying to.
It's the best. Oh, so he's saying that the Winston Churchill Late Hour evening is better than the Royale. And there you go. All right.
Right.
Now, I'm hoping he smokes cigars and knows this for a fact. If not, then it's going to be very embarrassing when I light them up. So, and I'm not going to do what Chow does. I'm not going to smoke them together. I'm going to smoke them separately, one at a time, like a professional cigar smoker. Not like our friend from China who took the trio cigars and decided that he was going to go down on or smoke them like a porn star and take all three at once. So I will smoke each of the Davidoffs one at a time. So I think that'll be good. And we've got some exciting news, don't we? We have a special guest who scratches his balls at 8 o'clock in the morning from the voicemail I heard. And when will Mr. Scratchy Balls be on? And tell everybody about him because I know you're excited because you're reading his book and you're a fan. And oh my God, the world's not coming to an end now. The sky is falling, Chicken Little. So tell us all about this. Our guest that's coming up next month.
Right. Okay, so 6th of September, big news,
Right.
drum roll.
Bum, bum, bum. If I had a drum roll, I would do that for you, but we can't afford that on this show.
6th of September, we have the Maestro, and I say Maestro because I really appreciate people who contribute in a literal form or a literary
Right.
form to any of the passion. And that is someone I have been reading books of. He has written now officially 5 books, 3 of which are actually Azuline, which means they are big, bulky, heavy, but very hard to attain and rare. And those are the Impossible collection of cigars. That
Okay.
is Arturo Fuente, the history, and the Arturo Fuente in terms of the cigars. So there are 3 of those books. His first book was a very, very fun creation, the Playboy Book of Cigars. And
Okay.
now, recently, it is called Cigars, a Biography. I'm sure by
Oh, wow.
now everyone would have guessed we are talking of one and only Aaron Sigmund. So on 6th of September in the show, we will have Aaron Sigmund joining, talking about his passion, his history, and his love for cigars, as well as the books, and most likely the new book that he's come up with. In addition to that, there is one heads up. That weekend, we will have this show starting 1 hour late as compared to our usual time because
Yes.
it's a bit too early on Aaron's side, and we are perfectly fine. A person of his stature, we are perfectly fine in moving our schedule for an hour or so, I'm sure. I'm very, very hopeful that our fans would also like to listen to him, and that is why they would excuse us for this change of time for that one particular instance.
There you
Hence,
go. And
6th of
hence we're gonna.
September, it is Aaron
Yeah.
Sigmund, ladies and gentlemen.
And what we'll do is we'll remind you fans every week that that show will be an hour later because we want you to show up and we want you can ask your questions live. And he'll be scratching his balls apparently. So this is a very exciting show. We usually don't have people doing that on our show, but for him, we're gonna move the show just for him. And then there you go. So Geo to that. I see. You're just showing off with your toys. I get it. And
No, see,
Dodd. Wait.
Steve,
And Dodd, just so you know, before you comment on it, Dodd says the legend cigar guy PK. So you have a fan or a stalker named Dodd who thinks you are a legend in your own mind. And
you have
if you
no,
ask
you have no
Usman,
idea.
he'll
You have
tell you.
no idea. You have no idea what that meant. This gentleman who has just
Yeah,
tried to call me a legend is a legend in his own right.
very nice.
A brother of the leaf, a friend that I made initially because of being a member at Cigar Keep, and he's one of
Okay.
those very few friends and brothers that we have now a bond which is almost 3 years old.
Right.
And Dodd, again, as I said, I really appreciate people who have depth in them, people who like literary stuff. And see, I became an ambassador on Cigar Keep at that time purely
Right.
because of the fact that I was a smoker. I was passionate about smoking and all that stuff, but I could just tell I have this and I have that and all that stuff. Dodd, on the other hand, became an ambassador on Cigar Keep because of the way he explains and writes and talks about cigars and his
Nice.
experiences. So he would put something absolutely normal or routine in one of the most beautiful ways that you cannot even think about. And you would say, oh, I am listening or I'm reading poetry. So that's
Right.
Dodd.
We should have him on the show. We should have Dodd come on the show. And Dodd,
So when I
just so you
was
know,
so
since he's
once
Dodd
I
said,
was texting, that's what I was
yeah,
actually doing when he said, because he was actually calling me. So I told him I'm on the show, but I said, come on the
yeah.
show. And he's like, this is too late of an or last minute of heads up. Maybe next week. I was like, let's do next weekend. So I am going
Next
to
week
get
is fine.
on Dodd's case, and we're going to get Dodd here because that'll
Very
be
nice.
even appropriate given the fact that Dodd is also very much like me. I'm still sometimes the non-Cuban smoker. Dodd is a hardcore
Yeah.
Cuban smoker, so it'll be much
All right.
fun to.
Oh, and
To
we'll put him and Rizza together, and they can slam the Davidoff. So I'm going to smoke. Now, just so you know, what Dodd said, he says he's more than a fan. He's an AC unit. So that was interesting. That he thinks of himself as an air conditioning or aircon. I'm a little worried about how he's going to appear on the show. It could be a lot of hot air. And then he also said that he's coming on the show, and he's very humbled. So no, Dodd, it'll be our honor to have you, of course. And it'll be good for the fans to hear another point of view other than Rizza telling us how crappy everything is while he lights up a Davidoff, which is in Cuban, by the way, Rizza. Even though he sucks up to what's the guy? I forget the guy, Sommer, whatever his name is, Sommer, the Davidoff guy. What you call? Yeah. Hey, and Roy, just so we're clear, Daddy goes to the Davidoff Lounge every weekend. I'm still waiting for my my graph. Like you know what I'm saying? I need a box. Anyway.
By the way,
yeah.
I'm seeing some of the things happening on Instagram, and I just
Yeah.
saw that the legend himself, Aaron Sigmund, is also watching the live. If I'm not wrong.
There you go, Aaron. How you doing, Aaron? So we can't wait to have you on the 6th. And look at that. It's 8:30 in the morning, not 9 o'clock, and you're up. We know you're scratching your balls. Can't wait to see you on the 6th. It's very exciting. He should have never left that voicemail. That's like screwed now forever. So, and that's what we're going to introduce him, by the way, on the 6th. Our special guest.
He is not screwed. I'm the one screwed because I told you guys exactly what he said to me.
I thought that was funny.
I'm
tell you when
my bad. Please don't kill us. Do it on the 6th.
I will tell you that is the funniest thing. I was in a meeting and I like there was a trail of like for everybody on WhatsApp that we have a private group between the three of us to discuss the show. And there was this trail that had to be 6 miles long. So I was skimming it, and then there was these two little messages. So I clicked it, and it was the funniest message when he said, "Listen, I don't get up before whatever. And at 8 o'clock, I'm scratching balls, having a coffee or whatever." And I was on the floor. Meanwhile, we're discussing, like a mega $1 million deal here. And people are like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "You don't even want to know." It's just the funniest thing to me. It literally made the whole day. And all day I would smile just thinking of the guy leaving you that message about that for the show. I'm thinking that's the best. And in my mind, I'm like, I can't wait to meet him because that's how I'm introducing him. So I love it.
Oh, shit.
And it says, and the big Sig is always on the ball. So there you go.
Who says?
Dodd says Big Sig is always on the ball. I'm not sure what ball he's talking about, but it's very exciting. And I will tell you something else. So people that are watching, I know the live audience later in the day explodes and then we rebroadcast it and that goes live. But on the podcast side, where we release this on a Sunday morning, the podcast now, the cigar shows are the #1 show on our podcast globally. They have surpassed, we've had other shows with like presidential candidates on other, like Lost Dollar and all these other shows. Adam on the Eve has been up there. For a while, it was Adam on the Eve, Brown Car Guys, Sermon from the German. We're all in the top 5 with the numbers. Right now, the top 3 shows since our inception 4 years ago to today are the cigar shows. They're the most listened to and downloaded on the podcast than any of our other shows. So kudos to you and Rizza for doing that.
No. It's everyone's effort, but I think the only thing that I can think of is, to me, it is one of the most real shows in terms of we have no filters. We talk about whatever we think and it comes into mind at that time. And the fact that see how I got hooked up to both of you doing the show was that it used to be a conversation of 3 cigar smokers sitting and what they talk about or whatever the conversations are. So it's just like when you're sitting with friends and smoking cigars, what are the kind of conversations you have? So that's why it is very real that way. So I think that's what has kept us going and has helped to keep it that way.
Yeah, it's like we've been this for about 2 years. And Rizza did send me a message. He said the connection at the event that he's at, or the massage parlor, I couldn't really make it out, didn't have enough of a Wi-Fi signal, or the Asian girl took his phone away for legal reasons. So whatever it was, he'll be back next week. So if you're looking for Rizza, he'll be here next week. Hopefully Dodd will be here next week, and Dodd and Rizza can go off on how terrible all the non-Cuban cigars are. And then Rizza will eat his word by saying at the last minute, but Davidoff makes a great cigar because he's got to suck up for Roy and Davidoff. So there you go. I am not in Cuba, or anywhere I can smoke a Cuban, so I have to go into the Davidoff lounge and enjoy my Davidoffs. So there you go. But I enjoy Davidoff. As we all know, I like the late hour, but I'm going to try the Royale today and the special Churchill, and I'll put them on the Instagram, and we can talk about those next week if we want. But if Dodd and Rizza get going, we may just sit here and look pretty for the day. So we'll have to see how that goes. So, and how's your smoke? How is your Davidoff?
Oh, it's actually very nice. I think it can be a good morning breakfast cigar, given the fact that it's short. It can be a good cappuccino cigar, to be honest.
Gotcha.
It's light. Excuse me. Size is perfect, and for a first morning cigar or short afternoon, quick 20-25 minutes, this is a good cigar.
All right, very cool. Well, the nice thing
so far it is light. The only thing that I can say with that is that see, I have to burn my fingers always, but fine. To take it out. Okay, right. So I can only say one thing is that the fact that I find with a lot of New World or non-Cubans, now that I know that Aaron is probably watching, and I also remember he doesn't like the terminology New World, and he says
non-Cuban,
non-Cuban,
sure.
Yeah, so non-Cubans. is that sometimes I find them very unidimensional, and I don't find them to have that kind of complex nature like a lot of Cubans, even the basic ones sometimes. So
Right.
that is so far the case. It is very smooth draw. It is very light. It is very, I would say, creamy, for that matter, as of now. But I don't get anything else as of now from it.
Yeah, and listen, we've said this many times, and we know what we're picking on Rizza because he's not here. Because why not? But we've said this many times about Davidoff. Davidoff, if you buy a million of their cigars, maybe one will be there'll be a bad, but for the most part, 99.9% of the time, you know what you're getting with a Davidoff. They're rolled excellent. The leaves are good. The flavors are
Great.
good. The cigars are good. You don't really ever have a bad Davidoff. So,
That
you
is
know,
without a denial true.
yeah. So now the Camachos that Rizza likes, we won't even get into that. But last year, for the guy who hates non-Cubans, or as I like to call them, the refugee cigars, the one who doesn't like the non-Cubans, his cigar of the year last year was the Year of the Snake by who? Davidoff. So there you go. So for as much as he complains
I,
about non-Cuban
I'm
cigars,
I'm still confused whether that was his cigar of the year or whether that was the influence of AJ and the party he was at, because he spoke more about the limoncello that he
yeah,
was offered as a drink, as a pairing with that cigar, than the cigar itself. So I'm not sure what was there in the drink,
right,
or
right, right.
was it AJ's influence, or was it Roy's presence? But yes,
Yeah.
his cigar of the year last year was the Year of the Snake for Davidoff.
The Year of the Snake cigar. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, that's like I said, we tried to get him here and we couldn't get him. So next, I always try to get a year of something from Davidoff because I always enjoy them. They always they have good flavor. They have good, it's a good smoke and it's nice. So,
The two cigars in the Zodiac series that I really liked about in Davidoff
right.
are the Year of the Rabbit.
Yep.
One, because it was beautiful in terms of even the look and feel, because they had tried to produce the wrapper, which was like the stripes were very much similar to a tiger. So they kind of
Hmm.
created that with the torpedo shape. It was a very good cigar, and I'm sorry, I'm not, since I'm not also a very keen non-Cuban smoker, I don't buy boxes of non-Cubans unless I really like them.
Right. Right.
So that was one cigar I am very certain that of Davidoff that I purchased a box itself completely. One, because the box was beautiful. Two, the cigar was really nice. The other
Right.
Zodiac sign which I really liked or enjoyed was the Year of the Rabbit
Okay.
in Davidoff, which was last year. Last year? Yes, last year. And it was also a very nice cigar. The year before the last. The last year's Year of the Dragon is something which I really did not enjoy. Maybe it was too fresh when I got it.
Okay.
I still
Right.
have a few of them because I try to buy at least three whenever I
Yep. I
have
do
to
the
buy
same
it.
thing.
Yeah. So I have a couple in the humidor. Maybe now it's almost a year. I would give them a try and see how they have matured or what's the thing like. But yeah, I mean, so far in the zodiac signs, this is my thing. But yes, they look pretty. The accessories they come with, the red bands they come up with, they
Yeah.
do some good, nice packaging for sure.
They do. Now, my favorite, of course, is the Year of the Tiger because that's my year. It
Mm.
was an okay smoke, but I was like, all right, the Year of the Tiger, you got to like it regardless. So it won't be out for another like 10 year or 9 years. When it comes out, I'll get another Year of the Tiger and I'll be
Mhm.
happy. By the way, Cigarland says hello. So we say hello to Cigarland. How are you doing?
Which cigar
So
lens
there
is
you
that?
go. I don't
Which
know.
cigar?
You tell me.
Oh, this
This is
is
what happened.
Earth. This is
I figured
Earth.
it was yours. Yeah, I know. That's what I figured. We should
Earth,
get him
where
on to
are
talk
you?
about Davidoff. Yeah, he should be talking about Davidoff. So, because he probably, oh, here we go. We may have a guest, ladies and gentlemen. And this
There you
gentleman knows a lot about cigars. So, now does he just
go.
collect Cuban or does he also do non Cuban?
Who?
First.
I don't think he does non-Cubans. Oh,
Okay.
don't wait. We are definitely bugging him to come on the show because he has some gems. He has just sent me a picture of, and if he is close by them, I'm
All
gonna
right. Well,
ask.
here, just so you know, Dodd, while you're doing that, said AVO made by Davidoff. the impressive, whatever, 2000 edition is one of his favorite all-time stunning cigars. I've had that. It's a very good cigar. I'm not even a big fan of AVO, but that is a very good cigar. The Improvisio. I can't even speak.
I hope that the link that I've sent to Urs, he's able to join. But in the time he is not here, I'm going to show you something. Can I get the big screen, please?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he's getting the big screen. Hide the kids again. You have to go a little closer, There you go. Look at that. There you go. Oh, that's a beauty.
That is the, if I am not wrong, limited edition. Oh, shit. If I'm not wrong, these are the
Those are the Cuban Davidoffs.
I think so. No. It is made by hand in Dominican Republic, but this is a Millennium Collection. So I'm guessing this is from and the fun part. Yeah, and this is the box number 506 of 2,500 ever made.
Wow, who sent you that? That's beautiful. Who sent you those? Urs?
Urs, yes.
Of course. He collects everything. I'm surprised. He probably has a few people somewhere that we don't know about. So, but that's a beauty. It says, don't tell my, here we go. Cigar Land says, don't tell my Cuban wife that I'm smoking something other than Cuban cigars. Yep, millennials. Urs, are you going to, I don't know if he's joining us or not. If he is, we can talk about that and just make sure his wife doesn't see this show.
I've sent Urs the link. Let's see. Right.
Okay,
so,
Millenniums. Yep. Everything you said, he said you are 100% correct. Congratulations. Look at you sommelier, you. So all those years of school, and look what you've become, as Groucho Marx would say. So very cool. Well, no, but like I said,
now that Dodd has said Evo Improvisation 2020 edition, I will have to find this Dodd. Looks like, because if it is all-time top 10 cigars, then there is surely something I need to see.
So Dodd, let's ask Dodd. Let's ask Dodd this question. Hey Dodd, between the Royale and the what's the other one I'm going? Oh, the special the Winston Churchill one that they came out with the painting. Which one would you go with? See if Dodd wants to answer that one. And Dodd, knows better. And Urs is just going to come on and tell me to smoke everything, so it doesn't matter. So. I'm gonna just make my way through all the Davidoffs, so I'll be a Davidoff expert by the end of the year. But
as always, I have managed to take it off without ruining the cigar. Yes, a little bit of burn. A little bit burn on the finger is fine. Crazy.
It's a cigar thing. There you go. So so next week we have, hopefully Dodd will be joining us. The week after is just the Three Musketeers, like usual.
You never know.
Yeah, no, that's true. We usually have Gene Paul will probably join again.
We can try and convince AJ to join in one
AJ,
of the calls.
That would be nice. Oh, he says, I haven't smoked either, to be honest. I follow Usman's recommendations. Great. Usman, whatever you say. Apparently you don't, because you smoked the AVO and it's one of your top 10 smokes. So right away, your statement is wrong. We're going to find you now and take you out back like a horse, but don't worry about that. The chef's selection he gave me was great. So apparently you gave him a selection that he thought was great. What selection did you give him?
Wait, let me read what is.
You want to read what the fans say? They're all your fans.
Oh yes, yes. So there was this. So again, Davidoff again came up with a very beautiful ashtray with a lid on top, which closed like that. The box was an ashtray having 10 cigars. That was the special release, Chef's Edition, as they call it. That was a very good cigar as well. Yes, indeed. If I'm not wrong, they are coming up with the Chef's Edition this year or the next year once again. They've come up with 2 Chef's Edition releases, and this would be the 3rd one they would be coming out with.
Very nice. All right, look at that, kids. Well, look what you're learning on the show today. It's phenomenal. So, and as his cigar winds down, I'm going to assume Urs isn't going to make it. One, because his Cuban wife probably found out he bought those Davidoffs, and she's probably beating him. So that's over. So, and so we will probably get close to almost being done. It's just show has gone very quickly today, and without anybody having any antics. I don't want to mention any names. So, but he'll watch the show, and we're going to get notes, lots of notes on what we did wrong. So it'll be like, you should have done this, you should have said that, it's the whole thing.
The only
So
point is he could have said all of that while he was here,
he
or
could have.
but he's just gonna give it off to us regardless. Uh, and
That's
and
just
and the part where we say we are a real cigar show in terms of keeping it always real in terms of our conversation, the real part is actually Raza. The real and
that's
Raza
true.
we are. So because
Yep.
we talk about normal stuff, when we have to make
Yeah.
it real, it's Raza who makes it real by just giving it off the way he wants to.
That's
And
right. So it goes on a tantrum and it goes off on a rant. And so what David, who you've met a couple times, who helps run the
yeah,
channel, David has now created AIs for rants. So every now and then we put out you rant. I told Rizza, send me rants. David's going to put it into an AI character, and we put out rants now. So we have some shorts that are just rants, and some of them are very funny. So now when people rant, we do that. And we were debating if we were going to use our guest coming up his rant in the morning, but we're like, no, we don't want to do that yet. But we're vacillating if we want to use the 6 o'clock in the morning rant. But we were like, that could be a funny rant. We'd have to edit it down. But
in
we thought that was fun. But yeah, so now we have rants.
in Raza's case, it's rant, which we have to sometimes tell him that we would be really obliged if you can keep it to 18 plus, because I think he's the one who's going to make the world invent a new terminology, 25 plus or 35 plus, because his rant can go up to whatever.
He just goes off. He goes off the rail. And I will say that
it's people like him because of whom United Kingdom is thinking of putting a generational ban on the sale of cigars, because they think that people will become like that, and that's why there's a petition going on to not do that.
Wait. So what's this? What do they want to do with cigars in the UK? Those communist bastards? I don't know. No, tell me.
Okay, Sal. I think we touched upon this a few weeks ago, but I'll tell you. So in the UK, they're working on a new ban on selling of tobacco products on children who were born after a certain year. So, which means it's going to be a generational ban, very much similar to, if I'm not wrong, New Zealand and Australia, which have already done this. So this would mean this will be a blanket ban on sales of tobacco products. The problem with that is they are categorizing cigarettes, they are categorizing vapes, they are categorizing any kind of crap along with cigars, without even thinking that cigars are, first of all, not even 1 or 2% more than 1 or 2% in the entire UK. Two, cigars are not mass products which are smoked by young kids already, because most of the cigar smoking population in the UK is 25 and above, if I'm not wrong. And if you categorize it and if you ban the sales of cigars, this is just like stopping people from little pleasures in their life, and especially because cigars are just a me time or what you say, more of a social thing, or for some it is for some time their own personal pleasure. But and categorizing it in the category of cigarettes and vapes, which have way more negatives, and because of inhaling and all that stuff, it should not be categorized the same. So there is a movement going on, Save the Cigars, on Instagram, and people who are actually living in the United Kingdom, if you have not voted against it or voted in the petition, please try and do, because I think one of the beautiful most things I like about United Kingdom is the cigar culture, and that being technically a mecca of cigars, especially for the Cuban cigar smokers as well. This will become a pain. And if I'm not wrong, the other day I was watching a video by Rekha, who is Ajay's daughter and now taking over the business of the second generation. And she was telling that there will be a point when she will be able to sell cigars to someone who's 36 years old, but not to a 35 years old. And that is simply ridiculous, because they come from a year later. So that is completely ridiculous from that perspective.
I think you should just sell. I think if a kid's 5 years old, he wants to smoke a cigar, you let him smoke. I mean, drink scotch. You start him young. and then they know what's right, and you bring them up the proper way, like we used to do in the 13th century, I don't think there's a problem there. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. And by the way, on your Instagram,
Mhm,
Mr. Somebody or other 143 says hello.
mhm.
So we're saying hello to
Hello.
the gentleman on Instagram. There you go. Don't worry, I'll do your job for you. I do. It's my job. So, but, yeah,
See,
right?
I'm being professional. I'm talking here instead of here. That's why.
Yeah, I know. No, and I have every monitor in front of me, so I can see every fan where they are and what they're doing, so I can make sure we don't miss anybody. So I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know. But yeah, but no, that's crazy that they want to like. At the end of the day, it's if you want to smoke a cigar, and I'm being somewhat facetious, whether you're 5 years old or 105, that's your choice. It's the same if you want to have a scotch. It's the same if you want to do whatever. The government needs to just stay out of our lives. Enough with this government crap. It's ridiculous bullshit.
No, Stephen, my other point is, okay, fine. You think it is harmful for people tobacco product. What are you talking about? The amount of marijuana legalization and all
Right.
of this CBD and all that scrap which is going on. And okay, forget that. You still have alcohol, which is okay, legalized in
Mhm.
somewhere 18 and somewhere in 21 years of age.
Right.
People do not consider and drink maturely and can't handle in most of the cases. And I'm sorry, I've studied in England, I have lived in England, I have seen more drunk people
Mhm.
being on the roads, vomiting and throwing up on the roads in the evenings, or fighting outside bars. I am yet to see a single person smoking a cigar doing any of that shenanigan or that crap. So
Yep.
you're talking of completely wiping out a pleasure which is very civil and has a lot of history and a
Yep.
lot of finesse to it, in my
Yeah.
perspective.
Yep.
Primarily, most of it. I mean, yes, I know there are few of Raza's favorites where yes, hello. There are Raza's favorites who he talks about, and people who are always there to sell him something. But yes, there are
Yep.
mostly great people. Like we just have Urs who has joined us. Urs, do you have that
Yep.
box that you send me pictures of close by? You're mute.
Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself. But he is asking you the Davidoff Millennium series that we're hiding from your wife. Is that one close by?
No, now it is fine. Now you're fine. I
Nope,
can't
not
hear you.
fine. You can't hear him. You gotta. You may have to restart, my friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
you're
try that.
no, you unmute. You're
That's,
unmute.
it's a computer. It's his computer thing.
Ah, okay.
He's got
Oh,
to
oh.
plug in somehow.
Mm-hmm.
He's unmuted.
Yeah, I
Nope,
know he's
still can't hear
unmuted,
you, big
but
guy.
it's not computer. He will figure it out.
He'll figure it out. Not to worry.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then we'll see if he has the box, and then once again we'll distract his wife for the 20 minutes he's here, so she doesn't get him in. She doesn't get in trouble. So there
Now
you
we can
go.
hear
I
you.
think you're
I
there.
can hear some noise.
There's noise.
No,
There you
now
go.
there
We
is
hear you.
voice.
There you
Now there
are.
is voice.
There you have it.
We can hear you.
Okay,
How are you?
No, there you go.
I'm fine, thanks.
Do you have that box that you are hiding from your wife?
Yeah, 4 boxes, yeah.
No. The Davidoff box that you sent me pictures of.
Yeah,
Do you have close by?
no, they
Okay.
are in one of my warehouses.
In one
I
of
was just gonna
the
say
secret
it's in
cupboards.
it's one of the 200 warehouses where he keeps the 10
No,
million
no,
cigars, and he
I'm
has
not
no
those.
idea what warehouse, by the way. So it's like it's gonna take him a
Sometimes
while to
not.
find it. So
Yeah.
So,
so yours, what do you think about Davidoff? Good cigar, bad cigar? What's your thought on it?
Construction always perfect, and
Right.
I'm not an expert in non-Cuban cigars. And
Gotcha.
the Cuban Davidoffs, I have only a few.
see, he's
So
being modest.
I,
He
I,
has
I,
few.
the few I smoked were always perfect,
Right.
Okay.
but they are not Cuban. The most
Gotcha.
today.
Right.
Today.
Today, okay, fair enough.
And yeah, it's Swiss quality from the construction.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Oh no,
Very fair.
I've never had a bad Davidoff. That's what we were saying earlier in the show. It's like you at 99.9999%, every Davidoff you're going to have is just beautiful. So I've never had a bad one, you know.
Sometimes,
So
sometimes I'm even confused. Are they handmade really, or are they so? Because they're so perfect. The wrapper is so shiny. Everything is so perfect. It looks like they've just made it through machines or something like that.
right. But when you go to the Dominican, go to the Thorn Tour, they're all made by hand. So there you go. So it's like, and their process of the way they do things is a beauty. So yeah, I like it. So we'll see. Urs, what do you have for us today? Anything exciting?
What are you smoking?
Let's get a close up of this.
But Bolivar gold medal.
Wow.
Oh, that's the old gold medal.
Yeah, that's an old one.
That's an old gold medal. Yes. See, the shine did not allow me. Yeah, the shine did not allow me to see. It was the Bolivar band that told me it was an old one. Wow! Look at that from 2007. Beautiful.
You see the price.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I can see the price, and I'm just, what the hell, man? What the hell? 140. What is this? What is this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Today it's the same price, but the dot has shifted a little bit.
Absolutely.
So really, it's the last 10 years that's the Cubans have kind of gone up in price. Because I remember buying boxes of Cubans and they weren't what they are today.
Yeah.
I smoked one yesterday. You see.
Oh wow.
This is.
Oh nice.
Right.
I smoked one with Victor from Cigar.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was fantastic because I had always the feeling they are a very light cigar.
Right.
Okay.
And yesterday it was incredible how good they have aged, and the aromatic is very powerful. They are not strong in a kind of nicotine, but the flavor is fantastic. So, and this is my test drive to look, it's really the cigar, or was it because my friend was there and it was a good feeling, and the psychology. And
that's also a very interesting factor that Urs has just talked about. But sometimes some cigars are memory because of the company you are with, or what you've had, or where you are. And just to ensure, was it that or was it the cigar? This is the best way of smoking them alone, and then ensuring that was it that or not.
Yep.
So I agree. Totally agree. See. So Urs knows. A friend of mine, and since Dodd is also there, Dodd knows. He's a friend of mine, Sammy Has, who is on Instagram as well. So whenever there's a new cigar, I generally sample it alone or I sample it with him, and both of us sit, and that is our moment of just comparing the notes, talking about the cigar, and understanding the cigar. Because we know that the moment we are like more people, it's going to be like, okay, that's more of a company thing and a social thing, less of a cigar thing. But if you have to enjoy a cigar, it's either alone or just maybe one or two people who really are your go-to for that.
Right.
How's the first puff?
Yep. He's still undecided.
Yeah.
It was the cigar, not Victor.
Sorry, Victor, you lost there.
Nothing against Victor. Huh?
Of course not.
But, yeah, the cigar is beautiful. Oh.
Good.
Very good. That's excellent. It's
Good.
very good.
Right.
So now, what's your later today? What's your go ahead.
Yeah, Urs. So, are you looking forward to the Punch Edición Limitada 2025 coming out towards the end of the year?
No, not especially. because I don't collect anymore,
Okay.
and so when they came out, they came out. And there are a lot of guys which has a totally fever if something comes out and travel around the world to get all these, which is a very nice hobby, let's say.
Maybe
And,
that's also because they are the ones who are in that time who are now collecting, and have already had so much, so maybe that's why you don't. That can also be the reason. No?
Yeah, they have it. It's better when I don't collect anymore. So other people have more.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Ruben, our friend Ruben
Yeah.
just said, I have several boxes of the gold medal. I just like to look at them. I know I'm nuts, but that's why I said I'm listening to the podcast live, because he's going to enjoy. Urs is smoking them because he doesn't want to smoke his. So there you go.
Fair enough. Okay, so Urs, have you had a chance to smoke any of the 2024 edition limitadas in this year? The Absolutos or the Cabildos?
Absolutos, yeah.
Well, what's your point of view on the Absolutos?
I like the Absolutos very much. It's a great cigar.
On the sounds of being, sounding a little different, or maybe crucified soon. I actually liked it more than the Trinidad Cabildos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
The Cabildos I don't have smoked.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I cannot say.
I've smoked Cabildos.
Difference or. Yeah.
Okay. I've smoked Cabildos a couple of times, and I've actually smoked them from the premiere box that I got initially, which was the first release last year when it came out by Hunters and Francois in the UK. I got that. I thought that was not that great as compared to the Absolutos I've tried. I'm really looking forward to the Finites, the Magnum Finites, which I'm hearing are going to hit the market soon, other than the Spanish market now as well, finally. And one of the core reasons is I'm biased towards H. Upman in any case. So let's see. Sorry, Steven, you were going to say something?
Nope, I'm
I sent you a
fascinated by this
picture.
dialogue. I'm just listening to it.
Okay. Right.
The Absolutos
Listen,
was only a new release which I bought because I attended the event, the global launch in Basel, and just for remembering the nice evening.
Fair enough.
I think I told this the last time also.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent you a nice picture again, Usman. From where my gold medal is.
Okay.
Oh,
now remember, kids. It's what you call. It's a. It's
do I have the permission?
Yes.
Do you have the permission to show it?
Yeah, this is the last stock I own.
Can I get the big screen?
You got the big screen.
People, this is the last stock. Can you count the number of boxes? This is the last stock.
There you go.
Just the last stock.
It's like 30 boxes. You got like 30 boxes. It's the last stock. That's awesome.
Urs, there's this. I don't know if you've heard us Muslims. A lot of us. There are two expressions that we use: inshallah and mashallah. So inshallah is generally if Allah or if God wills, and mashallah means when Allah has willed. So it is like when you're happy or when you really want to. So there's a good eye and an evil eye. So in a good eye way, when you have to say it, you say mashallah. So I've just said mashallah because it is like something beautiful to see. So may you smoke them well and in great health, my friend.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I will do.
And if you can't smoke them all, we can ship you our addresses and we'll help you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, listen.
You have only to come to Switzerland.
See, that's
My friend,
the
that was
cigar, the
the
cigar
wrong thing to
paradise.
say. We're on a plane tomorrow. So, but unfortunately, though, Rizza's coming with us, just to let you know. So you got to put up with
oh,
Rizza.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
oh, see, I'm not
you
going.
know,
I'm not going.
to say, no, we're not there.
Steven, the fun part is, Urs has actually survived Rizza in London.
Wow. Congratulations.
They met at Tom Tom, if I'm not wrong, and
Okay.
and he has survived Rizza once, so I think he can handle him again.
Okay. Well, I thought it was going to be like sort of what AJ did that one time. He was on the show by text, and he said, "Stephen, anytime you're in London, come and we're going to smoke my private collection, yada yada yada." And Rizzo like, "What about me?" And AJ's like,
Uh,
"No." I was like, "That was perfect." I was like, "Thank you, AJ." So I remind him of that when we have phone calls. Sometimes when he's like, "Oh, you know what I'm doing?" I go, "Yeah," but AJ said I can come smoke the private collection with him, and you can't. So it's sort of like that's my one up on Rizzo. So. It'd be
yes.
sort of like yours. Urs will be like, listen, I bought these non-Cubans for you. Here's a Camacho. Since you like them so much, you smoke that, and the boys and I will smoke the Cubans. And that, that would be justice.
Yeah.
I have old Camachos.
Really?
Camachos before the Davidoff bought them.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
Original boxes. They are around 2001, I think.
Oh, interesting. I never knew
wow.
they were actually before Davidoff as well. I always thought they were.
Unfortunately, I don't have it here. They are somewhere.
There's somewhere else. Once again.
Yeah, I have to search for them.
Yeah.
You gotta love it when Urs is like, I have it. Now I've got 26 warehouses and they have like 50,000 boxes in each, but somewhere in one of them, there's an old Camacho box from 2000. So yeah, appreciate that.
My Cuban wife has smoked the Camacho.
Oh,
nice.
And yeah, let's see. Maybe I find the picture.
Okay. Now, with the old Camachos before Davidoff bought them, were they better or are they better now that Davidoff bought them, or are they basically the same? It's just they went under the Davidoff brand.
Very different. Totally
Very different, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so the blend has changed.
But I have to say, I don't have had
The new one.
all the new Camachos. There are
Right.
many colors. Meanwhile,
Oh yeah.
I had a red one, yellow one, black one.
Oh, okay.
Other I don't have.
So you actually tasted red peppers, yellow peppers, and black peppers. Because Camacho to me is just a handful of peppers. Excuse me. It is so peppery. I can't tolerate it.
So maybe I find
Rizza
it
likes
here.
the blue, I think the blue one or whatever, and he keeps
Yeah,
telling me to try it. And I'm just sort of like, I've never been a fan. I'd rather just buy a Davidoff. I'm just, you know what I mean? I might just buy the Davidoff. I might just buy Davidoff.
No.
It's one of those things I've never been a fan of. And if I'm not going to smoke a Davidoff, as everybody knows, I go to my favorite CAO Brazilian Amazon. So,
Absolutely.
but as Urs is looking for the picture of the old world, that's very interesting that they changed the blend.
Yeah, also the packaging. It's the old Camachos were in a normal wooden box.
Okay.
Right.
And like others, many others.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And when they came with the new branding, they had very colorful boxes and also huge bands.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Bands. And it was different from the marketing and also from the taste.
Okay. So is it a better taste or worse taste now? Was the older one better, or is the Davidoff side better now?
The older, it's very different to explain because for me the old Camachos were better, but they are very aged. They are from 2001, I think.
Okay.
And the other ones, the first ones I tasted in 2013 maybe or some at this time.
Okay.
And you cannot compare it, really.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I figured for anybody that's watching that's never seen the show, it's probably, or has seen the show and they want the expert advice. We might as well ask the guy who has smoked before Davidoff and after Davidoff. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? So, and I haven't smoked Camacho, so I can't, I have no dog in the fight. If Rizza was here, he'd wax lyrical about it.
In my point of view, you're not missing anything.
Thank you. I didn't think I was, just so yeah, it's just one of those cigars I didn't care about.
And there was an advertising from Camacho.
Okay.
With a baseball player, a trainer, I think.
Okay.
A baseball trainer. And he was smoking a black one. And he said, these are really strong cigars and better than Cubans.
Oh.
And she was very upset. Because never said a Cuban lady that Camacho is a better cigar than a Cuban cigar.
Or any non-Cuban cigar is better than a Cuban cigar.
That's crazy. No, like I said, they're I'm sure they're a great smoke for some people, but they've never done anything for me. So it's like I don't even want to bother trying it for $20 a stick or whatever they sell for. It's just not worth it. Yeah. Like for $20 a stick, I might as well just buy a Davidoff. I know what I'm going to get.
I find a picture. Just a moment.
If he finds a picture, you can't find the cigar. So
drum roll.
Can't find it.
I'm waiting for it to land in my WhatsApp, and then I'll check.
Okay. Sorry for the dead air, you people that are watching or listening on the podcast, but we will.
This was the reaction from my lady when I asked her,
okay.
Darling, how was the Camacho?
Hold on, let me get a close up here. Oh, nice, very nice. Love that.
Oh yeah, love it.
That killed that Davidoff. That killed that Davidoff sponsorship. Sorry, Roy. So that's funny. That is very funny. Yeah, but not everything is going to be a home run, right? There's a certain group of people that like Camachos. There's a certain group of people that like this and that and blah, 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 blah. And that's the nice thing about the cigar world. Whether you smoke Cubans or non-Cubans, everybody's got their favorite. And at the end of the day, it's still the brotherhood of the leaf. Even though you smoke a Camacho, I can't help you.
And this is not deadly serious. It's just kidding.
Yes,
right.
yes.
She would ever accept when someone smokes a Camacho, except me. Except me.
No, that's
all other guys can do what they want, but
in your case, you would mean you have so many in your different places, and you're still smoking this.
Yep.
So that's like one of those things.
That's like if you own a Ford and all other cars are like Bugattis, Ferraris, Rolls Royces, and Porsches, and you drive the Ford every day. Your wife's gonna be, are you nuts? So it's the same thing. It's like you have like the best of the best. I can see her point. Like, why would you smoke this if you can smoke anything? You know what I mean? Even some of the stuff that probably like it's okay, it's still better than that. So to her point, touche. But yeah, your collection is out of this world. So people would love to have a 10th of your collection.
Absolutely.
Or the 26 boxes you just showed us. They would like to have at least one of those. So, at the end of the day, of course, your collection is, as we would say, mwah. So it's a beauty.
Thank you.
So it's hard. You're welcome. It's hard for anybody to say anything. Then your wife is right. Like, why would you smoke that? I totally agree with her. I would ask you that if we were together and you lit up a Camacho. Are you drinking? Are you on drugs? Did you hurt yourself? Did you fall down? What's the problem? We literally have 10,000 cigars that are, you're kidding me? Even the Davidoff Millennia that you showed us the picture of, I would go, you smoke those over that. I mean, yeah. So I totally get where she's at. But however, the pre-Davidoff Camacho, then I'm like, you got to try that, right? Because that's a different everything altogether. It's a blend, flavor, construction. So that would be just fun to try. But then, of course, you're going to go back to the world-class cigars that you have. Yeah. So,
fair point.
Yeah. At some point, you're going to have to either write a book, take pictures and put it in a book or something, because your collection.
He has a blog. if you remember, he told us
No, I
about.
know he has a blog, but I'm just saying at some point, if he wrote one of those big books like our guest is coming on
Yeah.
September 6th to talk about, your
Yeah.
book would be phenomenal. I mean, everybody would buy it. It would sell out because everybody's going to want to just have a part of that.
True.
You know,
Very true.
your collection is actually history.
Yes. That's
It's
true.
like Gene Paul. Gene Paul is the same thing.
But there are many guys here in Switzerland. I know other guys who has a much larger collection.
It's fine. See,
Yeah.
having a collection and enjoying that. Do they enjoy it like you as well, or do they still smoke them? Is again the different question. See, I might not have a collection, right? And I don't say a collection because I am one who is always questioned, what the fuck? I mean, you got these and you're smoking them. And I was like, listen, I've gotten them to smoke, and I would rather smoke them in my own life than these being sold to someone at God knows throwaway price, which my wife knows that is the actual price, which we all know is never the truth. But so better that I because if I paid $500 for a box and I've told her this is just $100, I'm sorry, she's gonna give it at $100. So it's better that I smoke it myself. So it's one of those things.
It was also my idea, but it's sometimes if you are hungry and you go to a grocery store, you buy more because of your hunger. At the end, you have a fridge full of goods, and But the luck here is they have also a date on the box.
Yes.
But this is not the end date for consuming.
Exactly.
This is the start date of the history.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right. Your collection is just a collection of history.
Yes.
You know, with the dates and whatnot. Now, Ruben says, which is very true, he said, this is Eurus's world and we're just living in it. And we totally agree with that statement. So that is very, very true.
Perfect. On that note, I can think we can call it a day for today.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's okay. Urs, is that okay? Yeah, cool.
Urs is like, I'm smoking my cigars before and I have to go hide my non-Cubans now because my wife's going to kill me. So I have to go find out the warehouse it is and get rid of it. So before she sees the show.
Thank you very much for coming on the show on such a short notice and joining us. It's always a pleasure having you with all the positive energy you bring. And that is a feeling that I've always got from you whenever I've interacted. So thank you very much.
Yes. It's always a pleasure.
I hope I can attend earlier next time. But the problem for me is I always forget when is the show, and
I will remind you. I will remind you.
You know, I'm a Swiss, and Swiss are planning all the things.
Yes.
Unlike we have Rizza who just didn't show up.
Better a short than nothing.
I agree totally. Totally.
Hey, listen, 5 minutes with you, my friend, is a day of sunshine and the knowledge and just you in general. Love it. And so thank you for being here. Hopefully we see you next week and we'll get you. And for the Swiss side of you, we'll make sure you have the exact time down to the second, and we'll make sure you get everything in time so you can be here without a problem. And the best to your wife, and tell her that we were just kidding, that yours has no non-Cuban cigars in his collection. We all Photoshop. So there you go. So not to get you in trouble.
No, you can blame it on us. They're theirs, and I'm just keeping them as we do a lot of. Because in my case, and in Chanawaz, who's my friend, and a few of my car friends, this is how we play it. Initially, whenever we buy a new classic car or some box, it's not mine, it's his. I'm just keeping it.
This is yours. Those cigars they're keeping for Usman and I. So it's not his, it's ours.
Okay,
all
then
good.
it's no problem. Thank you for your help.
Always.
Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be back next weekend live in the morning with a rebroadcast in the afternoon. For you that can't do either, the podcast comes out on Sunday, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. We'll see you all next week, everybody. Have a great week. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.